Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Welcome to a new episode of Islam in 7 minutes. Our topic for today is going to be about fasting. What is the meaning of fasting in our life? And what are the benefits of fasting in Islam from a scientific point of view? Fasting is the willful refrainment from eating and sometimes drinking from a purely psychological context. And fasting may refer to the metabolic status of a person who has not eaten overnight, or the metabolic state achieved after complete digestion and absorption of a meal. And several metabolic adjustments occur during fasting, in which some diagnostic tests are used to determine a fasting state. For example, a person is assumed to be fasting once every 8 to 12 hours have elapsed since the last meal. And so, metabolic changes of the fasting state begin after absorption of a meal, typically 3 to 5 hours after eating. A diagnostic fast refers to prolonged fasting from 1 to 100 hours, depending on age, conducted under observation to facilitate the investigation of a health complication, usually hypoglycemia. Many people may also fast as part of a medical procedure or a checkup, such as preceding a colonoscopy or surgery, or prior to certain medical tests. And there is also an intermittent fasting, which is a technique sometimes used for weight loss that incorporates regular fasting into a person's dietary schedule. Fasting may also be part of a religious ritual, often associated with specifically scheduled fast days as determined by the religion. And now we're going to be specifically talking about fasting in Islam. In Islam, fasting requires abstinence from food, drinks, drugs, and sexual intercourse. However, there is also a broader sense of fasting, which includes abstaining from any falsehood in speech and action, abstaining from any ignorant and indecent speech, and from arguing and fighting. Therefore, fasting strengthens control of impulses and helps develop good behavior. During the sacred month of Ramadan, believers strive to purify body and soul and increase their taqwa, which is good deeds and God consciousness. This purification of body and soul harmonizes the inner and outer spheres of an individual. Muslims aim to improve their body by reducing food intake and remaining a healthier lifestyle. Overindulgence in food is discouraged, and eating only enough to silence the pain of hunger is encouraged. Muslims believe they should be active, tending to all their commitments and never failing short of any duty. On a moral level, believers strive to attain the most virtuous characteristic and apply them to their daily situations. They try to show compassion, generosity, and mercy to others, exercise patience, and control their anger. In a sense, Muslims are trying to improve what they believe to be good moral character and habits. Now let's talk about fasting during the month of Ramadan. Fasting is obligatory for every Muslim 1 month in the year. During Ramadan, each day the fast begins at dawn and ends at sunset. During this time, Muslims are asked to remember those who are less fortunate than themselves, as well as bringing them closer to God. Non-obligatory fasts are 2 days a week, as well as the middle of the month, as recommended by the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Although fasting at Ramadan is fard, exceptions are made for persons in particular circumstances. Muslims are encouraged to fast optionally outside of Ramadan as well, as a way of asking forgiveness from or showing gratitude to God, and in many other days. In the end, thank you so much, brothers and sisters, for listening to this episode, and I hope it was as informative and as beneficial as possible. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.